Okay, Nicole's in the back.
All right.
Okay,
Welcome to As the World Burns. As the World Turns.
Yep.
I guess we'll wait and let people fill up.
Let's see how many viewers there are.
Okay. Sorry, I was doing something real quick.
No problem. There's 18 watching so far.
Okay.
How's it going, everyone?
Good. Oh, were you talking to me?
The chat.
Oh. Who cares about them?
Hey,
Just kidding.
Hey, it's good to know.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me turn this down.
They're all ready to hear the toxicity, I guess.
I guess so. All the people that don't like drama, but here we are. Here we are.
Hey, it makes life fun, you know.
I guess so. Gotta do something.
At least for some people, I know. Just
I know. So, Alexis.
Oh,
hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
Hey.
Yeah.
All
There you
right.
go.
So, I figure we'll just go ahead and start with kind of a timeline of events, if you will, to go through what all happened and, just tell your story.
Oh man. Okay. Well, as we all are aware, I went through the a solo tour May 9th, and it was amazing. I had a lot of fun. It changed my life. It gave me confidence that I haven't had in a while. Like this is gonna be really hard for me to talk about. Um, whew, it gave me confidence that I haven't had in a while. It inspired me to work out, inspired me to lose weight, and it was a really good experience, and I couldn't wait to go back. I signed up for, the firecracker tour. I signed up for a tour to bring my husband with me. It was my May 9th tour was a really good tour. So after I signed up for the firecracker tour, I started, I was added to group chats, and I was, the thing was, we're going to get to know, I'm sorry guys, I'm in my car, I'm driving. But the story was that we were all going to get to know each other, blah, blah, blah. So of course, I wanted to get to know my teammates and stuff. So, we all, chatted, talked. I confided in these girls. I befriended these girls. I never did anything behind these girls' backs. I bought these girls merch that I was going to give them the day of our tour. I'm not what I was made out to be. But yeah, I was looking forward to having friends again. It's really sad, honestly, what I went through. But anyway, so Alyssa befriended me, of course, and she was sweet, she was genuine, she was lovely, all the above. Um, I I confided in her. I told her she was my number one for the tour. I told her I would have her back. Um, all kinds of stuff. And then eventually we got into the whole hold on. We got into the whole she was with Trent thing, and she started confiding me about the Trent thing. And when she started confiding in me about the Trent thing, she threw one of my good friends under the bus, and she knew me and that person were good friends, and I she made that person, my friend, out to be in a very bad light. And I, was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize this, blah 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 blah. That was like the beginning of her trying to turn me against my friends and the team. Um, I wanted to have her back. I wanted to protect her. She acted like she was embarrassed and humiliated, and she wouldn't speak out, and this, that, and the other. So I tried to, you know, I actually reached out to Holly in a message and tried to see what she knew about the situation that Alyssa was telling me about with my friend. And I'm not going to bring up my friend's name because I'm not going to throw her under the bus like that. But anyway, that was like the start of, I guess, of her trying to turn me against people, and turn people against me, turn us all against each other. I don't know. But then after that, when Nicole O went live, I was sent some screenshots, and I was concerned about the screenshots I was sent. I made a very I gave my opinion. I will say that I absolutely gave my opinion. My opinion was 100% wrong regarding that. Me and Nicole O have talked. I thought me and Nicole O were good until I've seen some posts she made in Kata Silvis. Me and her, so she messaged me basically calling me out about that I created these screenshots. I manipulated screenshots. I shared screenshots in group chats of her hands. And
Nicole did, right?
Nicole O did. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And I did none of the above. I didn't do that. I was sent the screenshots. I gave my opinion. I was worried. I was concerned, but I should have reached out to Nicole. I apologized to Nicole O so many times for this. But at the end of the day, I was framed into, making it look like I took these screenshots, I manipulated screenshots, I posted screenshots in group chats. I mean, and I have proof all of this. And, so I got the blame for that, and that's what started the whole Alexis is a bully thing. I was apparently calling people junkies and drug addicts and, just all kinds of really nasty things. And Alyssa and a lot of people are very, very much so aware that I am a recovered addict. I lost my best friend to heroin last year. I've lost a lot of people way too young to heroin and opiates. And I mean, if I wouldn't have got clean when I did, I would be dead or in jail right now, no doubt about it. So people saying that I was bullying somebody over, a drug addiction, that cut deep, really deep, because I never did that. But Alyssa tried to tell me not to talk to Nicole O, told Nicole O not to talk to me. And
you think that's because she didn't want you to compare notes with Nicole and to kind of figure out and get to the bottom of stuff?
Yes, and figure out that Alyssa was the one that, went to Nicole and told her I did, that I was the bully, or I was bullying her. So we compared notes, we figured it out. Me and her talked out, we became good friends. We were actually signed up for a partner tour with Kata Silvis next year. So we kind of squashed that, and that was kind of whenever I figured out that, Alyssa was going behind my back and starting some shit about me, and I do not know why. I confronted her about it. I asked her about it. She denied it. She denied that she did it. I kind of just wanted to, move on, drop it, and then as, time went on, I start Trent gets in contact with me. He lets me know, do not trust Alyssa. She is a snake. She did all kinds of stuff to him, which is not my story to tell. So I was like, okay, like this is making sense, because I could tell, JM was going on the panel and talking about how, all the panel lashings that he was doing, those were all directed at me. I have proof that they were directed at me, and it was all started because Alyssa said she was telling people that I yelled at her, and she got in trouble for being on Jeff's panel whenever I was on there. And then I guess at the end of the panel, when JM wanted to, of course, kick me off because they don't like me, I'm a big bully, I said, why do I have to get off? I had no idea that these people, that all the shit was going on behind my back. I thought they were my friends. that was blown out of proportion to like, this big deal that, oh, Alexis, is trying to take over the panel. No one wants to watch her for 5 hours. I have screenshot proof of all of this too.
So
Which
you
is
thought when you went
good.
to Cada Silvis that you were going as a group to do a group tour. That was what you were led to believe. And instead
Absolutely.
it was like,
Absolutely.
instead some of the people took that and were part of the experience, I guess, against you. Instead of going through the tour with you, all they were doing was setting you up. Correct?
Yeah, they were setting me up, but they were also, yeah, I don't know why. I really don't know why. I don't know what I've ever done to these people. I mean, like I said, like I mean, I had everybody for the 30 minutes or so that we were together, or maybe 45 minutes. I don't know, but I had Misty's back. I had Melissa's back. I didn't get a chance to have Gina's back because we weren't together very long. But every time I had somebody's back during the tour last Friday, I got yelled at because I wasn't supposed to have people's backs. That's I was the snake. I mean, and I have so much proof that I was saying that I'm gonna turn on people, and I was in it for myself, and I want the crown, and just all this crazy shit that these people that was being said about me behind my back. And then I found out that there's apparent rumors that I was bullying Jeff. I was pissed off about that. Like I was bullied in high school. Like, so I stand up to bullies. I will expose bullies. I am not a bully, and I am not a mean girl. I have a very good heart. I am a very nice person until you fuck with me, and then of course I'll stick up for myself. Like I am, but that's not being a mean girl. That's or a bully. That's me standing up for myself. I mean, I went to bat so many times for Melissa because they were talking shit on her too. I've seen screenshots of shit talk with her. The goal was they wanted me or Melissa to either step down, or they wanted Anthony, this is how far back this goes, Anthony was still there, to kick us off the tour.
So it sounds like there's a lot of jealousy going on.
It was a big giant smear campaign, I guess, because they knew me and Melissa were friends. They knew me and Melissa both killed our solo tours, right. And I don't think they wanted us together on there. I don't know why. But that's what happened. Like, I mean, Alyssa has went behind my back, and she was the ringleader of all of this. She's told people that I was pregnant with 2 kids. Me and Tim slept together around the time of Jeff's tour. I was.
Wait, you're cutting out. You're cutting out just a little bit.
Service. I'm going back in a holler. I will. I know. I'm going back in like this holler, and then I will get served back in a second. Hold on.
That's okay. It's okay. You're fine. No big deal. No worries. So let's talk about. Okay, so you go to Cada Silvis. If you can still hear me, can you still hear me?
I'll be back.
Okay, let's just wait because you're cutting out.
Be back.
Well, she did warn us, so
Yeah.
All right. Well, if we want to, while we're waiting on her, do you have anybody backstage?
Yeah.
Go ahead and bring her up.
Hey, Trent.
Welcome.
Damn it.
Hey, Trent. Hey, Nicole. Wow.
Hey, girl.
Wow.
Oops.
I've got to get on this live.
What's up, Trent?
Oh, God damn it. Well, I'll just do it out, I guess. I'm trying. What the fuck?
I'm about to die. Trent, we can hear you, man. Hello.
Hello. Trent disconnected.
Probably not on purpose. I mean, his internet is infamous for cutting out. Hey, Nicole. Hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
We can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah.
Welcome. So,
Okay.
we're waiting on Alexis.
Before I say anything,
Yes.
I'm not coming back to try to mend fences with people and get in groups. I am done with all groups. After you hear what I have to say, you'll understand why I'm coming back. I know you have some questions for me, so I'll kind of let you lead and ask me what you need.
Okay, well, I was just going to let you know right now, Alexis was going through a bad spot. She's in the car, so we're going to wait for her to come back to talk more about y'all's stuff and the tour. And then Trent, of course, with his infamous internet, we're hoping he comes back and joins us. But in the meantime, yeah, I wanted to talk to you because, I had not talked to you since late
Our
last night.
drama?
Well, yeah,
Well, yeah.
until you tried to contact me late last night and I started talking to you. And my understanding is you've talked to Alexis today.
Yes.
Is she back
Hey,
yet?
I'm back.
Oh, there's Trent. Hey, Trent.
Yeah, talk to Trent while he's on here.
Hey,
So
Okay,
what's up?
What's up, man? We're waiting on Alexis to come back, but I
How's it
thought,
going, everybody?
it's going.
How's it going, Trent?
So why don't you talk about
Hey,
everything?
man, what's up, Brandon? How are you, bro?
Pretty good, you?
Um, I'm hanging in there, brother. Just hanging in there. So what's up, man? I've kind of I was trying to get in, but I missed a little bit. I don't even know where we're at. What are y'all up to? What's going on?
Okay, well, we were talking. Can you hear me, Trent? Trent.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Shit, man. All right.
Yeah, I'm ready right here.
Why
Hey.
don't you tell us your point of view about Lisa and Taryn? Tell me your thoughts, Trent. I'm probably going to regret that, but tell me your thoughts.
My thoughts on Alyssa.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, I don't know how much long y'all have, but I could go on all night. But golly, crazy. Well, I met her, through this whole little world of shit we all deal with every day, and we got kind of tight. We were talking and whatnot, and then so she comes here about March. I think it was about the 1st of March. And are you guys hearing me okay?
Yes, I'm hearing you just fine. Go ahead. I can hear
Okay.
you.
All right. Cool. Well, anyway, so she comes here and she's gonna visit for like a few days. Okay. And then I'm like, all right, that's cool. So during that time, the COVID strikes out, and then the whole country gets in lockdown, and it's like states are getting closed and things are just really crazy. So I was like, well, just stay here, chill out. Things, we'll figure, things out, because this was like the first week she was here. And then, like, within a couple of weeks, I started really noticing some things that didn't make sense to me, right? I mean, I'm not some detective. And, it was just multiple stories after multiple stories, all these different alias names, trying to, talking about this big Amazon job she has that makes $7,000 or $8,000 every couple of weeks. Got a degree from Harvard. What else does she have? Or just multiple things, paralegal, just all these different things that just did not make sense to me. And she came in and was very manipulative, very controlling. Wanted to tell me what I did wrong with my kids, and like what I should do and what I shouldn't do. She basically backstabbed me to my parents. She told them that I was doing cocaine, apparently, which is odd because I've never ever done that in my life. But yeah, she told them that, and then it just kept going deeper and deeper and deeper, and this went on for like 4 weeks, and she stayed here. And I just finally like confronted her one day with this list of things that I had been, you know, really studying, because I'm not some dumbass, I'm not, you can't. I just she was trying to bullshit me, and it wasn't working. So I hit her up with all these questions one day, and she, instead of like just wanting to sit down and talk about it and explain, you know, she goes into this fucking psycho mode and just is so mad because I even would have questioned anything that she told me. You know, she kept me from my family. She didn't want me to go around my family. I could not hardly escape my own house without her. I mean, she would, you know, I mean, it was really crazy. I mean, I can't even explain how crazy it was, but like, she just basically tried to keep me very, very confined. She didn't really want me to get out and talk to other people. She was very controlling, very manipulative, uh, lied a lot about things that I figured out, and it just got to a
Trent,
point to where,
Trent, can you talk
after
about
about 4 weeks, yeah,
can you talk
yeah,
about Orlando, her husband? What do you know about him?
Orlando.
Yes.
Well, all I know about Orlando is I got a message from him about a week ago. Well, no, a week ago, a few days ago, and it may have been that long. I don't know. It was in my spam messages, but anyway, it was a message from a guy named Orlando. And the funny thing about this was the same guy that sent me the message is the same dude that came with her to her tour down here. When she came to do Kate Silvas down here at the chapel, she brought him with her, and he was with her, and I'd seen pictures of them together, but she told me that that was her just crippled friend. That was just her little crippled friend. She translated for him and she tried to help him and all this. Well, apparently, turns out she married his ass on March 3rd, 2020, which would have been, a week or so before she came to do her tour. And yeah, they were married. And this guy reaches out to me and is like, "Hey, I saw that you had dated or whatever, and I'm just looking for her because I want to get a divorce. She's left me. I'm paralyzed. The poor guy is paralyzed. He's in a wheelchair, and he just wants to like figure out what the hell is going on or get a divorce from her." And she promised him all these things. She promised me and my children, which are like sitting right there and could tell you that, oh, she was like, "Oh, you can marry me right now and you can become a honorary member of the Polyala, whatever the fucking la fucking Indian tribe the fuck she was in." And then, I could get like $5,000 a month just to be married to her. I don't know. And I was like, "No, look, dude, for one, I don't want to get married. That's not what I'm here for. I thought we were going to hang out for a week or two and you were going to go on about your business. We'll see how it went, but it didn't go good. And we got stuck and locked down with coronavirus. So, yeah, it was basically a big ass nightmare upon lie after lie after lie, manipulation, control, like, would not even let me. I couldn't even go spend the night at my brother's house, across the street without her, because it was just like she didn't want me to be out of her sight, because there were so many things she was trying to hide. And, obviously all the truth is now coming out. But, she is a manipulative liar. She has got multiple names. She's running from something. I don't know what she's running from, but she came over here to, Tennessee and just kind of posted up. I think she's just running from whatever the fuck it is in Texas, but she's a fake. She is definitely a fake. I get like several different envelopes in my mailbox from time to time with a name, Karina. What is it? How are the names like? Karina Castillo, Then you have a Karina Marie Armstrong. Then you got a Alyssa Ray, Alyssa Raza. You know, all these different names, and it's just absolutely ridiculous, man. I don't understand why she has actually gotten to the point where she's at and still getting away with it, where people aren't figuring out this is a con artist. I mean, this bitch is a con artist. Period. You know, I mean, that's all I know. I mean, she is a grade A con artist, and she tried to fool me, and I caught on to it very fast, and that's why I put her ass on the road, man. I'm just not. That's just not the way I roll, you know.
Yeah, I know. So tell us your thoughts about Taryn before we get back to Alexis. What are your thoughts about what Taryn did? Have you seen the pictures of
Okay, can you
Alexis?
guys hear me?
We can hear you. I was just talking to Trent.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
All right, am I getting heard?
Yeah, we can hear you. Trent's on here too.
Hey, what's up, Alexis?
Hey, can you guys hear me? Cause I'm in West Virginia. Like I was just driving through a hauler, but I should be good now.
We can hear you. We were just getting around to Taryn and Trent's thoughts
Hey,
on Taryn.
how do you,
I
how do
don't
you?
know. I don't know
And
if
by the way,
I don't know. Hold on.
how
I
do you
might have to
guys
back.
like our little? How do
Well,
you guys like our little Tralexis thing?
she dropped out. She'll be back. But have you seen
But
the
as far as
pictures?
Taryn goes,
Yeah, talk about
yeah, she'll be
Taryn.
back.
What do you think about what Taryn did?
Lindsay.
Yes. I mean,
Oh, oh, oh! I think it's absolutely horrible.
I'm
It's
not a
absolutely
surprise, is
horrible.
it?
And he wants to come in there and try to deny it. You
Oh,
know, I
yeah.
mean, it's at a point now where I really don't care to say. I mean, I'll go ahead and say this because there's probably some of you that don't know this, but yeah, I was, you know, a Silvis actor for 3 tours. I was Quincy, and, and you know, I did act. You know, I did the 2 scenes at the chapel with Everly and Alyssa, and then you know it just got like you know the schedule overwhelmed, and I could not be a part of it that much. But anyway, we you know we did our thing. We had a good time, and Anthony, you know, obviously was the backbone to this whole project. And I mean, he kept things straight. He kept things very safety oriented. I mean, I know I was there. I saw it. I have video proof, picture proof of Anthony being it. And you know, I got out of it just, you know, because it was getting too much drama, and some of you guys in there know me, like Lindsay, and some of you other ones like Brendan know that I'm not into the drama. I will dip real quick. I've done it and I'll do it again. And whenever me and Alexis started talking about what was going on, you know, we shared some interest on things that we could do to expose certain individuals that were doing things that were inappropriate and whatnot. And, you know, we've kind of worked together as a little team right now. And, you know, it just, you know, I told her, and I'm sure she'd tell you that a couple of weeks ago, but even before the firecracker tour, I said, you know, it's not going to go good. I had a bad feeling about it. I mean, because like I said, the CSOG, when it was just the ones we all know, Grace, Anthony, Rhett, Millie, Sam, you know, then Quincy and me and shit like that. You know, it was just a different scene back then. But like now, I don't know what the fuck they're doing, and they're bringing in people like Taryn, you know, to do something. But you know, as far as Taryn goes, I don't like Taryn. I like Taryn the benefit of the doubt because we did bring him over from. Always had a little bit of a feeling about him that he was just, you know, I don't know. I didn't trust him.
Yeah, a lot of us are
Not to
not
mention
surprised
he's
about that.
somewhat of a little young punk who thinks right. Yeah, and he's just a little young punk, and
Well,
to
I'd
hear
like
the
to make a
things that he
point.
did
I want to
and
make
his
a
little
point here.
character.
Here's my point, right? Is when
Make
Holly
one.
Sailor, all that shit happened to her. Taryn, and I'm sorry, and Chris Smith did not care. They did not care, and quite frankly, in a lot of ways, Kata Silvas didn't care until a big deal was made about it, right? And until Ron Swanson got involved. Okay, so a lot of us are sitting here not very
Right.
surprised at all this with Taryn because we know how he was in the past, right? And so none of this surprises me at all. He used to be very close to Russ, and I
Yep.
think that he emulated things from McCamey Manor right over onto Kata Silvas. But at the same time, I want to ask you this, Trent. I want to ask because I saw in the comments, are you still close to the Kata Silvas family? And what do you think? Why do you think Anthony left? Trent?
No, I am not still close to the Katie Silvers. I am not still.
Go ahead, Trent.
Sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I can speak on why Anthony left.
Okay, you speak on why Anthony left, and I want Trent you to talk about why you're not still close to the Kata Silvas family. So go ahead, Alexis.
Okay. Whenever I spoke with Anthony.
Yeah. Okay.
Right,
well, I'm not.
Okay, Alexis, you go first. Trent, wait till she's done.
Who?
Okay.
He's got a log. He's got a log on his internet.
I spoke with Anthony the other night, and the reason I spoke with Anthony was because I sent Trent my pictures. Because, yeah, me and Trent have been talking for a while about Alyssa. Like, he was trying to warn me because I confided in him about, the things that Alyssa was doing to me behind my back. And he confided into me about the things that Alyssa did to him. And so we kind of bonded, I guess, on that. And so he's had my back. He's tried to warn me about Melissa. Or Alyssa, sorry. Please forgive me for saying that. Alyssa, their names are so similar. But, so he tried to warn me about Alyssa, and, because obviously he knows her pretty well. He tried to warn me she was a con artist, a manipulator, all kinds of stuff. And, so anyway, so I knew it. I took his advice, and, I tried to let Kata Silvas know, and it bit me in the ass. But anyway, Trent, after my tour, I was talking to Trent. I sent him my pictures. He freaked the fuck out. He left Kata Silvas immediately, and then he messaged Anthony my pictures, and then Anthony messaged me, and then Anthony told me to call him, so I did. And Anthony was telling me a little bit about what started the whole him leaving thing. I guess during Nicole O's tour. Her tour was supposed to be non-physical, like no contact, like not really physical contact, like they move her from place to place, but so I guess her helmet was too big and was falling off, and the same thing was happening to me at my tour, but nobody cared. I was bitching about it the whole time, and nobody cared to fix it, and I was like, well, it's not protecting my head, so obviously it's why the hell am I even wearing it in the first place? Because it's not doing anything to protect my head for safety. Like, it's just a fucking hazard. But I guess that's what for Nicole O's tour, her helmet was like too big, getting in her face. So Anthony, I guess, made the decision to take it off since they weren't planning on I guess manhandling her, or letting Quincy, play with her in the pig pen or whatever. And then at the end scene, whenever she was in that muddy ditch, I guess Witness was dunking her, and there was a rock under there. She didn't have a helmet on, and I guess her head was getting knocked against the rock. And when Anthony found out that, I guess Anthony knows what was happening, and you can see on the live, he comes over and immediately is like, let her dunk herself. I guess that was the first thing that he
Hello,
said.
anybody there?
Oh, I can hear you now. You just came back. Um, but I guess that was the first
Yeah,
time
I'm
that
back. I'm
I
back.
guess
Sorry.
I guess that was the first time that Anthony questioned, them being safe, and or maybe not the first time. Maybe that was the time that he, the final time, the time that that pissed him off enough to make him question or start really questioning things. And then I don't know what happened after that. I don't know who he spoke to. I don't know what happened, but I just know that that is what basically started
So you're
the
saying
idea of him leaving.
that Anthony left due to safety concerns, correct?
He, yes, correct. He told me that he left due to the fact that he felt like they weren't, being as safe, I guess, as he would like. And but that's what I don't know
And
what
he
happened
did.
after that. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what happened after that. Who he like talked to about that. I don't know, but that's what he told me out of his mouth, and I'm not gonna, say anything. I don't know anything further. That's all
That's
I
the
know. But
difference.
All right. And as you know, then Maddie left, right? Do you think it's for the same reasons that after the fact she didn't like it either?
did she leave? I see. I didn't even
Maddie,
know. I
Mama.
don't know.
Yeah, Mama left, right? As far as I know, unless she came back. As far as I know, she left too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. I know, Mama.
You think it was for the
Yeah, I
same
know
reasons,
Mama
Trent?
on a personal level, and yeah, she was. Yes, ma'am. She sure did. She left because of the bullshit and all the, I mean, this shit got way out of hand, man. This was not the same Katie Silvas that we were doing when, you know, it's just not. It went from the original family, you know, that we all knew, and then I got in there playing Quincy. So it was me and the family, and we really did a lot of good things. We did a lot of cool things, but safety was number one. We didn't do anything that was going to hurt anybody. Um, there were things that you would think that were going to hurt you, and they didn't. It was just it was psychological, but the brains behind all that were Anthony. And I left because I just had the Alyssa thing got me to the point to where I didn't even want to fuck with it anymore because she was so. I mean, she was so traumatized. Oh, it was just whenever she got out of the tour, she was so traumatized. It was the most worst thing that ever happened to her. Witness, just showed her. Excuse me, but she didn't. And so I just thought the chapel was, it was on my property. Okay, so like I had family problems. COVID hit. I had brothers, people losing jobs. We had to use that place for storage. So it was no way we could continue to do it because it was just an inconvenient time. And I know that it pretty much turned out that way for everybody shortly after that. But that's when I left and I just said, I can't do it anymore right now. And, I'll help if I can. But, you know, what was it like 2 days, a couple of shows later, Anthony left. And then I
Right.
didn't want to
Did
have anything. I mean, if he wasn't in there, I mean, he
Go ahead, Alexis.
I was just going to ask him if did like Alyssa have anything to do with you leaving? Like, didn't she insert her head right up K-Solis's ass and make you look like something you weren't? And they thought Alyssa was just the greatest girl ever, and they couldn't believe you were doing her like you were, and this other
yeah, oh
stuff. Like,
yeah,
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 Alyssa told
yeah,
me
yeah,
that
for
she
sure,
left
for
Trent
sure. Yeah, like
because he drank too much. That was what she told me. So it's unbelievable because I know
who
Trent
said
for
what?
a while. She said that she left you, couldn't be with you because she couldn't deal with you drinking. And I was like, well, Trent drank before, so what made it change? Like, she fucking, I know I'm going to say my story too, but like, she's not who she says she is.
not at all. she, like, obviously me and Nicole are sitting on
No,
here.
who's
I
talking
mean,
right now?
that was Nicole, but obviously me and Nicole are sitting on here, so obviously people are probably wondering why we're sitting here coming together. Well, you guys are gonna find out real soon, you know.
Okay,
And the
so
victim shaming is okay. Go
let's
ahead.
get.
Go
Okay,
ahead,
I
Bill.
was gonna
Yeah, I
say,
mean, yeah,
Trent.
dude. You know, I mean, goddamn. Look, guys.
Okay,
Yeah.
I want Alexis to tell her story now, and then I want Nicole to be able to talk too. So let's go ahead and let Alexis tell her story. Alexis, I want you to tell me what happened on your tour. I want you to talk about that, and then I want you to
Okay.
kind of pivot into whatever with Nicole and why Nicole didn't end up going on her tour, and let her talk about that if you would. Okay, and we're just gonna Trent, mute your mic, Trent, please.
All right. Yep.
Okay, mute your mic.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay, so obviously, I mean, I guess Alyssa was there was a big ringleader and getting everybody turned together against each other. And I mean, okay, whenever the Firecracker tour started, I signed up to do a tour with Anthony there. Because I mean, I went into on the third trusting these people with my life. Like I knew when I said bring it, I mean like Jeff's tour. I mean, Jeff didn't come out of his tour, looking like I did. And he had a bunch of people there, and it was intense and it was this and it was that, but he didn't come out of his tour, having to go to the hospital with extensive injuries and contusional scarring on his eyes. So I mean when I said bring it, I meant bring it in like within the limits of, without crossing the line. I never wanted them to, cause me actual physical harm. That's not what I meant. And for anybody who is acting like I asked for this because I said for them to bring it, you guys should really be ashamed of yourselves, because I mean, I never asked to be physically assaulted at the hands of people that went in there trusting. I thought that they were safe. I was brought to Cada Silva to get away from McCamey Manor. I never wanted to be, I never wanted this. And what I think is the deal is they wanted to break me. They wanted to break me, and they knew that if they didn't cross the lines with me, that they wouldn't have been able to break me. And I feel like, they wanted me to quit first. They wanted to embarrass me because I said, I'd be fucked if I failed. I'm not a quitter. I'm not a failure, this, that, and the other. But I mean, I wasn't. I mean, people are seriously twisting this shit into, like I wanted what happened to me. I wanted them to beat me up. No, I didn't. Absolutely not. I was very, very, very manipulated after my tour. I was followed to my hotel room after the barbecue. I was, you know, walked up on or whatever when I'm standing outside of my hotel room the day I was going to check out on Sunday. I mean, I was called by Alyssa and, recorded by Taryn while she was talking to me on Monday. I had zero time to decompress. I was completely mind fucked. I was physically fucked. These people were coming at, they knew they fucked up. They were trying to hide what they did to me. They were trying to manipulate me into thinking what they did was okay, and that they were, that they were concerned and I was a badass and I should be proud of myself. Like, and they were trying to get in my head and manipulate me. And whenever I was at my most vulnerable, and I know that I was called out by Michael yesterday saying I'm using that as an ace in the hole. Absolutely not. They fucked me up mentally and physically. And the fact that, they didn't give me any time to decompress, no time to process what I went through, no time to even, they immediately are bombarding me because they knew they fucked up and they wanted to manipulate me and basically get me saying that, I had a good tour because they were trying to convince me that I did. I mean, classic abuser behavior. Trying to convince me that people that cared about me didn't, that they were the one that really cared, that the people that were trying to help me didn't care. That video that Alyssa recorded and posted, or Michael posted, that was very much so edited. That was a 33-minute conversation. The phone call that they posted was 29 minutes. So, yeah, there's that. They edited it to make me look bad, and that's, I mean, if that's all they got, that's fine. I have much more. The week before that, during Hell Week, I called Alyssa out about a lot of things that she did to me, and then I kind of stopped talking to her after that. Like, I didn't really want anything to do with her. I was going to be civil, but I wasn't going to confide in her. I wasn't going to trust her. I was done with her, honestly. I didn't want anything to do with her. I knew she was turning people against me. I knew she was lying on me. I knew that it was this big smear campaign, and I don't even know why. So then during Hell Week, Alyssa starts, reaching out to me again because she found out that, I mean, I guess me and Kat and Angela were talking. And I feel like Angela and Kat were used as, scapegoats. Like, why else did they make Angela the biggest whatever? Hi, baby. Hold on one second, okay? Why did they make Angela, the biggest whatever reputation she has, a mod for truthers? Because this was the plan. I 100% believe that the plan was, during Hell Week, we're going to kick her from the group, and then they knew that, me and her would get in contact, and then, she could throw Nicole under the bus to me, because Alyssa had Kat and Angela and everybody else convinced that, Nicole was in on it. Nicole tried to, clear her name with me, and I thought that, while she was trying to clear her name, she messaged me some stuff that she said in with that, and it made me feel like, well, that just pisses me off even more, because obviously, you're in on it with with Alyssa and JM more than I realized. I know you did, baby. Hold on. And then, yes, I knew you were. Okay, go inside real quick. I'll be in a second. So I knew. So I thought that it made Nicole look bad. And so then my wheels started turning about Nicole a few weeks before that. Alyssa had told me, when me and her were first talking, that when she and Trent came out as, like, they were together publicly, she told me, all these names, Nicole messaged her and was like, just want you to know that me and Trent have been talking and he wants to fuck me, and then blocked her. And I was like, oh my gosh, that was like the first time she was trying to turn me against Nicole a little bit.
Trent is
absolutely a total lie.
Respectful.
Absolutely. So then I kept that a secret. I didn't say anything until me and Alyssa got in our big blowout. And Alyssa likes to call people so that you can't have proof of her bullshit.
Absolutely.
And she hated that I would not answer her phone sometimes. And so then I would kind of trigger her into an outburst a little bit. And so now, and she probably hates it because now I have screenshots. But yeah, so I called her out the one night about, just being a manipulative con artist and smearing my name and starting all this shit about me. And of course she denied it. She played dumb. Then she turned it into, oh, you're a mean girl, you're this, you're that. Then she played the victim. She loved me. I mean, seriously, like, and I'll post it all for you guys if you don't believe me. I have all the proof. This is why I was saying I did not want to speak on this until I had all my shit lined up. Because people were like, well, where's the proof on this? Where's the proof on this? Well, I have it all. But this is why I didn't want to speak on it before I had all my proof ready to go.
I think you got all the proof you need right now, don't you, Alexis?
I mean, people are still questioning me, Trent, so I don't fucking know, man. Yeah, I mean, I can post proof until, my fucking fingers fall off, and there's still going to be people that are, thinking that I'm in the wrong, and I asked for this, and, Alyssa's just lovely and genuine and whatever.
But wait. Here's the thing.
I mean, it's hard for me.
Listen, here's the thing, though. There are some people that are divided over.
It's hard for me to think that anybody could deny the.
Go ahead, Trent.
Who was speaking? Who's going to talk? Who's
Well,
going
I
to
was
say
just, okay, I was just saying that I think that a lot of people are divided over whether
Deny
Taryn
the
to
fact.
be to blame or for Kata Silvas. So why don't you talk about that? Because I think both are to blame.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. I'm getting there, girl. So Alyssa, so I called her out. We had a falling out, whatever. And then I got mad. But this is where Nicole comes in. So this is why I wanted to talk on this. Hold on. I don't know if I just disconnected from my car or not. Can you guys still hear me?
I can hear
Can you
you.
guys hear me still?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So I messaged Nicole after I called out Alyssa, because Alyssa was, talking about a mean girl, I'm cruel, I'm vicious, I'm this, I'm that. And I held on to that information that she told me about what Nicole said, supposedly said to her about Trent, and then blocked her. I held on to that information because I'm loyal. I won't throw you under the bus unless you give me a reason to. And they all knew that. I said that in the firecracker chat so many times, like, I have your back, just, until you guys don't have mine. And I meant it. And so anyway, so after Alyssa, basically threw me under the bus, called me a mean girl, played the victim. I mean, it's a crazy conversation. I've showed it to some people. I'll make it public. I'll post it publicly. But yeah, so after that, I was mad, and I decided to, be petty, and I messaged Nicole and was like, hey, just want you to know, Alyssa said this, this, and this. And the next thing I know, Alyssa comes into my inbox and says that Nicole shared that's the screenshots of me telling her that in the secret ESCS Truthers group. She said she shared it with like the Silvases, and basically, so then of course I was like, why the fuck would she share it in there? I assumed, she would share it with you, but why would she share it in the, to throw me under the bus, like straight to the Silvases? Like, so I got pissed at Nicole about that. And yeah, so then let me think. I'm trying to think. There's so much. I'm trying to think of the turn of events, guys. So then, yeah, so I'm mad at Nicole about that because she told me she posted it in the chat. And so, but Alyssa told me, just like she told me about a lot of people, and she told a lot of people about me, she said, don't confront Nicole about it, because you're just going to make it worse for yourself for your tour. And so I wanted to confront Nicole, and because I don't like to not confront people, but I kept my mouth shut because I thought the Silvases were involved, and I didn't want her. And I figured, okay, if I say something to her, she's going to go, post some screenshots of what I'm saying right back to that chat, which turns out she never posted those screenshots to the chat, the ESCS Truthers chat or whatever. She never did that. So yeah, so that's what got me turning on, Nicole and Cy and Nicole, and then me and Alyssa, we got in a fight or whatever, and then after that, I kind of distanced myself from Alyssa, I distanced myself from Nicole, I distanced myself from Misty, I distanced myself from the firecracker chat. I was talking to Gina, I was talking to Melissa, and we kind of teamed up together because we thought that, Alyssa, Nicole, and Misty were all going to team up together. And so yeah, so that there was like a divide. But yeah, so after that, I just kind of, distanced myself, whatever, to myself, so that, people would stop talking shit on me. But that didn't happen. So then Hell Week rolls around, and Alyssa, of course, jumps back in my inbox, and she is all trying to, like, basically, I don't know, make me feel like I'm a badass, I guess. I don't know. So then after that, like, whatever, spew your bullshit. I don't care. I wasn't falling for it. Then the next thing I know, I get a screenshot from somebody saying Alyssa is Anguish, and Alyssa outed herself. She was say people outed her character. Absolutely not. She outed her own character. She got on somebody's post under her English character and commented her signature black heart and sunflower emoji with yes ma'am, like a green something, you know, like the firecrackers are gonna kick ass or whatever. It was like a song. And so it was very obvious that it was Alyssa fucking up under the English profile. So somebody messaged me and was like, heads up, Alyssa English, she's gonna be on your tour, I have a feeling. I don't know, but you know, she's English. I'm like, all right, what the fuck ever. That's super weird. Why are these past contestants, you know, fucking characters, first of all, and second of all, like, I thought she was supposed to be a part of our team. Like, how shady is that? But that's cool, whatever. I kept it to myself. I didn't let her know I knew. I didn't say shit. So then, you know, they were kind of baiting me with the snake talk in the group, and I mean, it was borderline. I mean, it was not fun banter, and I have screenshots to prove this too, that I was telling people I was feeling like borderline harassed. Alyssa was coming under well, not yet, she didn't do this yet. Okay, so then the panel, the day of the panel for the final, you know, interview, I wasn't even going, like, that's the day the firecracker chat imploded. Nicole Green came in and she said something about, you know, if you guys hear things about me, come to me. Basically shit that I said. It's so familiar now. Basically things that I would say because people were spreading shit and it wasn't true. I felt like I wanted to let them know, like, come to me if you hear it, blah, 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 blah. So poor Nicole comes in there because she feels, you know, like she was being just as manipulated as I was, and we didn't know it. And so she comes in there and says, you know, the same shit I've said before. If you hear anything, come to me, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then me being, you know, the loudmouth I am, I called her out because I heard all kinds of shit, you know, all kinds of shit. And basically, Alyssa and JM were at the realm of it. So I was not very happy, and I called Nicole out and whatever. And then after that, I messaged Katie because I was fucking done and I was over the harassment. I was over, not that Nicole harassed me, it was like Alyssa and the bullying and the slander and the smear campaign and the bullshit. It was a lot. I mean, and I've found out so much now that the tour is over. It's insane, the shit that was being said about me. I can't even fucking believe some of the stuff that was being said about me. And it wasn't like it was just fun, you know, banter or the tour. It was like real life shit. Like, and it was, you know, Alyssa was at the realm of it all again. And once again, like, she said that I apparently around time of J4 fucked Taryn. I was pregnant with this kid. I can't have any more kids, guys. I have my tubes tied. I got my tubes tied when I had my twins. So I can't have kids. I never fucked Taryn. I saw Taryn at one time. My husband was with me. So yeah, that I don't know why that was, what the plan was with that lie, but I'm sure there was. So anyway, back to my story. So then I get on. So I messaged Katie after I called Nicole out because I was just done. And I'm like, this is bullshit. Like, I feel like, you know, like I'm starting to, like, it wasn't fun anymore. It wasn't fun. And so I messaged Katie and let her know, like, you guys, I just want you all to know that, like, I am loyal to CS. I love you guys. Like, I would never turn my back on you guys. Like, I'm not the person that I'm being portrayed to be because, you know, in the group, I mean, the snake posts and this post and that post. And I mean, I was being told that I didn't have a pure heart and that I was a snake, and by people that I thought were my friends. But yeah, so it was hurtful. Yeah, it was hurtful, and it was really hurtful because I thought these people liked me, I guess, and I thought I had friends for the first time in a very long time. But I thought that it's just, you know, I was like, okay, this is kind of like borderline not cool, but okay, I thought it was just the game. I thought it was, you know, like I was playing along. So I messaged Katie and I was like, I just want you guys to know that, like,
well, you know, we love you, Alexis.
I love you too, Trent.
Yes, we do.
But yeah, so I messaged Katie and I'm like, look, I don't know who I can trust. I don't know who to go to. But this is what's been going on. Like, people were throwing me under the bus. People were smearing my name. They're calling me a bully. They're telling all these lies on me. And I don't know why, but like I just want you. All I care about is that you and the Silvases know that I'm not the person I'm being portrayed as. And Katie, of course, made me feel like they knew. And then I sent Katie some screenshots that I had of like me being basically bullied and lied on from JM. And I don't know if I don't even think I said anything on Alyssa. I wasn't even going to throw Alyssa under the bus. I was mad about JM, and then I was mad about Nicole because, I mean, they made Nicole look like she was out to get me. And then they made me look like I was out to get Nicole. And neither of us were out to
So
get
much.
each other at all. Um, so yeah, so I didn't, so I was like, I was basically trying to, get, to get them to see that, Jam and Nicole were talking shit on me and that they were lying on me and please don't believe it, basically. So yeah, so Katie, of course, then Katie came back and said, well, this doesn't have anything to do with Katie Elvis. And I was like, oh, but it does, because this has to do with me, your paying contestant, and it has to do with people that you were involved with, truthers. You were associated with the truthers. You have them on your panel. You have him running your panel. Blah, 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 blah. It absolutely has to do with Kata Silvis. But then I was like, but I also, if you want things, that where, I have things on Kata Silvis too. So I sent her screenshots that I had and screen recordings I had of private chats, secret chats, all kinds of shit. And, so then, and I was like, and I was just doing this to clear my name because people were telling me that they were concerned and they were worried after all like the shit that was going on in the group and all the posts and the way people were talking to me and the way people were coming at me and telling me that they I don't know, it was insane. And so then that night, so then I messaged Katie all the stuff, and as soon as I messaged her the stuff about me having screenshots of the secret ESCS truthers chat, and I had screenshots of conversations between Katie and someone, between Anthony and someone, I had screenshots that someone shared of the firecracker chat. Like I had all kinds of shit, and I was just trying to clear my name to be like, look, it's not me. I'm not the snake. Like I'm not against anybody. These people are against me. But, of course, then Katie went into Firecracker chat, shut shit down, left, made us all leave. Firecracker chat imploded. Katie deactivated her Katie profile, and but she left her Sarah Silva's profile up. Then after that, like that was basically the end of it that day. And then I think that night was the night that was the final war interview. And like I said, I had no idea that Taryn was even involved with Alyssa, so him being on the panel at the time didn't
Alexis,
click.
you can share
Go
what
ahead.
we talked about today about that whole live, how they told me that only me, Misty, and Gina were going to be on there.
Yep.
And Melissa had asked me, what time do I need to be in town? So I asked Misty, and she's like, 9. So I told Melissa 9. And then next thing I know, she's like, well, her and Alexis aren't going to be on there. And I was like, why? And she's like, that's just what we were told. So I was like, okay. And then I fucking get in there and there's Melissa. And I was like, okay, cool. I can chat with these girls. And then fucking, they got Alexis on there. And I think she came on there and she was acting normal.
Somebody needs to mute their mic. Somebody's got some kind of feedback and
I
needs
think
to
it's
mute their
me.
mic.
I just disconnected. I might have to come back. I just
That's
disconnected
okay.
from my car.
That's okay.
But
go ahead, Nicole.
They were like, they're not going to be in there. And I was like, okay, no big deal. I would have went on there even if they were. It's part of my show. That's what I'm supposed to do. And so when I got in the little room to wait to go online, I saw Melissa in there and we were all talking just fine. And then when Alexis got on there, like her and I didn't really talk, but like we were civil with each other. And then I think they were like, okay, she's not going to go there. So that's when Taryn makes that fucking comment and exactly sets her off. And then as soon as they ended it and was going to go back live, Taryn was like, I'm so sorry I did that. I didn't mean to do that. He totally meant to do that. Like Alyssa was telling me so much shit. Like after that.
Wait. You mean Jonathan, right?
No. Well, oh gosh, if I don't want to like sidetrack because I don't want to get off this.
It's okay. Go ahead. I shouldn't have interrupted you. Keep going. I'm good. I'll ask you afterwards.
Okay. Where was I going? I forgot now. My brain.
Whoops.
They were like, oh, I texted Alyssa afterward and I'm like, this is not like what I signed up for. I'm like, this is stressing me out. It's not fun anymore. I don't want to do this. And she immediately, because she doesn't do the message, she calls me. Oh, honey, we have your back. You know how many times she said, Kata Silvas has your back. And this is why I had to reach out to Alexis, because I didn't even know like anything that happened with the tour. I did not know shit. I didn't know there was a live, and I had a friend was like, Nicole, you have to watch this. And I'm like, I don't want to be a part of anything. She goes, you need to see this. So I watched it and I fucking threw up, cried. I couldn't fucking sleep because I kept being told, Nicole, you're safe. There's 2 targets. They were like, Alexis shared stuff from her tour before. She's causing drama for all these fucking people.
I shared some gun scene pictures, guys. They held guns to my head and pulled the trigger on my first tour. That was the most insane thing that happened to me on my first tour. And it wasn't even, and I mean, and that's why I went out of there. Like, I trusted them with my life. Like, I mean, I trusted these people enough to hold a gun to my head and pull the trigger after they shot it in the distance. Like, that, I mean,
that's, and even emailed me and was like, Nicole, you're fine. Don't let this bring you down. We got you. We got you. But they kept saying, they're the target. They're the target. You're safe. You're safe. And what I assumed was a target and was going to get a rougher tour was like Witness being in her shit. Like, cause he's scary as fuck. I thought, oh, he's really going to let her have it. That's all I thought. I never knew that. And when I saw what fucking happened to her, it made me literally sick. I did not sleep for 2 fucking days. And I reached out to a friend and I'm like, you have to get me in contact with Lindsay, because I did not think I could reach Alexis. And then I think Lindsay reached her and was like, hey, you need to talk to Nicole. And Alexis messaged me last night and her phone died. I was so upset. I called somebody else because I had to get my story out. I had to get it off my chest because, like, if I would have known that's what they were going to do to her, I mean, they never said, we're going to do this and this, but they said, oh, she's the target. She's the target. You guys are safe. You guys are safe. We got you. And even I was like, I'm just going to go do the tour and do the fire and skip the cookout. And they were like, no, that's stupid. You just hang out with us. Like, no one's going to talk to her. You just hang out with us. And that's exactly what fucking happened when she said that happened at the cookout. So, and then JM and Alyssa contacted me Thursday morning. This is what fucking happened. Contacted me Thursday morning before my show and was like, you've been talking to Josh Teller. And I'm like, no, I've blocked him. I had those 2 confront me after Taryn's tour when they went in the chat and told all of us, do not talk about JT. Some serious stuff's going on. The next day, Alyssa and JM call me and tell me that my kids are in danger. There was a threat on the dark web with my address. They knew what my kids looked like. They knew where I lived. All these things. I was put up for child porn. And Alyssa's like, well, I'm an investigator. And, I've been calling all these people to let them know that that's not true. She had like 6 different fucking jobs.
Does she work for Angel's PI firm? Sorry, I will let you keep going. I had to make a joke. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, I got this and I'm contacting this. You can't tell your husband. You can't tell anybody, because if you tell anybody, this gets out and it's all going to be ruined. Like, I knew there was threats against me and my friends. Like, my kids, my daughter drives. She wanted to go to her friends. I'm like, oh my God, no. I had to be like, just be aware of your surroundings. There's crazy people out there, like, without scaring her. My son to even go on a bike ride in the trail behind my house, I went with him because I was petrified. And I didn't say anything to anybody. And that's when Thursday, when they called me, I just fucking lost it. Somebody sent an email to my husband's work. And this is the fucking thing. Jonathan went on a live and was like, Nicole didn't call me. She's lying to me, blah, blah, blah. I fucking messaged him. And I said, you know what? I didn't lie to you. And my husband and I both are going to be home Friday. If you want to call me and talk to him and me together, so I'm not lying, you give me a call, because he would love to talk to you, because I introduced them together when Todd got home from treatment for his anxiety.
I think we all know that Jonathan is a big fat liar. I'm sorry, but he is. I think everybody can agree on that, really. I don't know anybody that's going to say different at this point.
I lost all my fucking friends. And, you know, like I said, I'm not coming back and doing this tell all to get back in groups. I'm done with that. But I owe so many people an apology because I let people get in my head. And I know I was a mean girl with things. And I will admit that I was. But, you know, Alyssa made me think Alexis hated me. Like she was in Alexis's chat telling her one thing about me and then going to me and saying she's saying this shit about you. And
The
I'm like,
same
what the
thing.
fuck?
The same
So
thing.
yeah, I was like, yeah,
The same
like
exact thing.
we got you. Even
So,
Kate Silva sent me that email. Like,
that they had you.
yeah,
Well,
I mean,
Alyssa told me
JM.
that her and Katie, this was, oh gosh, I don't even remember what day it was. One of the days of Hell Week. And told me that her and Katie had a big long talk, and Katie went to bat for me to her and to Kata Silvis. I think I have the messages. And Alyssa said, I seriously need to humble myself and tell you how wrong I was, and you know, blah 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 blah. You're totally fine. Just keep doing what you're doing in the group, and this is what, you know, this is what the fans
Be
and
a fan
Kata Silvis
favorite. Be a fan
wants. And
favorite.
yeah, well, I need to decide if I want it to be a fan favorite or go down in infamy. And well, guess what? I guess I'm going down in fucking infamy because fuck being a fan favorite. Um, but so yeah,
Nice.
so anyway, so but the panel thing, how Nicole, you know, said that she was told that I wasn't going to be on the panel. Well, I didn't know about that panel. I wasn't going to come on that panel. I got messaged the link to that panel about 5 minutes before it started, maybe 10, I don't know. And by JM, who had unfriended me earlier that day because
Oh, he
me and
unfriended me too.
David called him out on in the Truthers group. Oh, about them removing Kat and Angela, and they were lying about the reason that they were moved or whatever. So I, you know, and
And
so
I want
I
to
went in there
apologize to
and
them
defended my
too. I mean, I
friends.
know
I feel
everything's
like
going to
that
go
they were
down.
used as like we are all used as scapegoats. It's really sick. It's really fucking sick. So anyway, so yeah, so I guess I made JM mad. I triggered his fragile ego by, you know, calling him out, and David went in there, and I mean, David hasn't said shit, so he must have been triggered if he went in there and said something. But yeah, so anyway, so he unfriended me that day, and then, or maybe the day before the panel, I don't know, but he messaged me, and he the link, just the link. That's all he did was message me the link, and I'm like, "What's this?" You know, and he's like, "The StreamYard link for the live we're gonna do, and you know, at 9 o'clock," and that was like, you know, 10 minutes, and I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know about any live," and he's like, "We discussed it." I was like, "Oh, we did?" And I don't remember that, you know, because we didn't. And so then he sent me the screenshot, I guess, of Misty's post in the Truthers group. I was like, "Well, was I tagged in this post?" And I didn't see this post at all. I don't spend my life in the Truthers group or on Facebook. And he said, "No, but you know, we also talked about it on trivia last week." Well, guess what? I wasn't there for your fucking boring ass trivia either, JM. So I didn't see it. So I was like, you know what? I'm busy. I am not getting on. And I wasn't going to get on. That's why I was not there at the beginning. Then then JM messages me that he got the fucking first fire department phone call ever that he knew he was going to get eventually. So the first time ever he got called out to the fire. I don't know if he thought I was like,
Tralexis rocks.
huh? Tralexis, yes, we were taking shit down. But yeah, so I didn't. So I was like, you know, I don't know if he thought I was intimidated that he was going to be on there or something. Like, I'm not intimidated by JM at all. I trigger him very much so, and I think it's hilarious. So I did not care if he was going to be on the panel. It had nothing to do with him being on the panel, nothing to do with anybody being on the panel. I was just over the bullshit, and I did not want to get on there and be triggered into an outburst because I am a hothead, and I will stand up for myself. I will stand up for anybody else who is being wronged, and I will fucking let you have it. I will fuck you up with my words, and then I will make myself look stupid because I will freak out.
I want to make a point real quick if you don't care.
Go ahead. No,
I've seen a lot of talk too about maybe joking, maybe not, but about making Kata Silva's hate groups. And I'm here to tell you, if anybody will listen to anything I say, which they probably won't, that's fine, because I'm not coming back for a second I told you so tour. But I'm telling you right now, don't make hate groups. Just stop supporting them. Stop supporting them.
Right.
Because this shit is not worth it. The drama, the bullshit is not worth it.
This isn't what
it's
nobody signed up
terrible.
for whenever they came over to
That's
Kata
right.
Silvis.
That's right.
You know
It's
what I
crap.
mean?
I know
Everybody was
exactly
going to
right.
Kata Silvis because Kata Silvis was a safe place. Kata Silvis was going to give you the
No,
experience that
Kata
you wanted.
Silvis, listen, Kata Silvis was smart. They knew they swooped in and they took all of McKamey Manor's old audience and old customers. But Anthony left things. This is not this shit has gone downhill.
Shit.
Everything that I saw, I might as well have been watching McKamey Manor, right? That's just the truth of it.
Yeah.
Everything from the haircuts to the dunking in cold water in a bathtub or freezer, same thing. To the abuse, to the shadiness where, oh, stuff got erased, or now you're not giving your footage, or your camera's backwards. It's all bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. I mean, really, I don't know what it's going to take, but this should be it. This should make people say, you know what? It doesn't matter if somebody's cool, if I think they're nice or they're whatever, they can still be nice to you. They can still act cool and they can still be dangerous people, toxic people, liars. You know what I mean? And at some point, you have to say enough. And I really
Yeah,
think,
I agree.
Alexis, I think so. I think that you know what I think. And I think that you have a very good case. And I think that you should definitely follow up on it.
Yeah.
Because, quite frankly, um, that's what should have happened to Russ. And because
I mean,
nobody did, then Russ was able, and he was able to operate in a gray area, whereas Kata Silvas is not. And that's what's going to fuck Taryn over. I'm telling you, because no
well,
waiver
see, I
covered
feel, I
Taryn.
mean,
No
I feel
waiver
like
covers him.
Taryn is going to be realized eventually that he was manipulated by Alyssa to do her dirty work. So she didn't have to actually touch me or what, you know what I mean? Like, because that's what she kept. I didn't hurt you, like, but you fucking, had this big smear campaign. I mean, I know whenever I was in the scene with the girls that I guess thought I wanted to fuck their boyfriends or something, and that's why I left my husband that I've been with since I was 18 years old home with my kids, is because I was coming to fuck Silvises. Like, I am not a fangirl like that. I don't want to fuck any of them. I
Oh,
would
it's just
never fuck any of them. Apparently I wanted to fuck Quincy too. Like, crazy shit. So yeah, like
Some
it
pig
just
love.
yeah, oh, big pig love. But yeah, so anyway, so the day of the tour, whenever, Jonathan, like, then after I said I wasn't coming on, or not the day of the tour, the day of the panel, the last interview, I said I wasn't coming on. Then he messages me and was like, well, I got a call from the fire department. I'm like, okay, big fucking deal. I'm still not coming on. Like, it had nothing to do with him being there.
Wait. Did he actually answer a call from the fire department? That's important to me.
He popped back. He popped
Sorry.
on. He popped up on the live as soon as I popped on, basically, like right after I popped on. So I feel like I was set up.
That's good, because usually he doesn't answer the calls. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, but I feel like I was set up that, he like, oh, I'm not going to be there. But then as soon as I was triggered to get on there, and I'm about to tell you how I was triggered to get on that live and why I was on there acting like I was, he got on there, and I didn't realize at the time that Taryn was even involved with Alyssa. But yes, but now it makes a lot of sense. But yeah, so anyway, so I told him I wasn't going to get on there, and I was downstairs, like, working in my garage, like cleaning, doing yard work, whatever, trying to wrap up for the day. And so then the next thing I know is I get a phone call from Alyssa, and she's like, I know you outed my character, her fucking Anguish character. And I was like, no, I didn't. What are you talking about? And she's like, I was told that you outed my character. And I was like, I didn't out your character. You outed your own character. And I was sent screenshots of you doing so. I did not do it. But then I had also recently in that day caught wind that there was a big rumor going around that I also bullied Jeff, which kind of makes me wonder if that's why Alyssa was saying she was dating him, because now all of a sudden that she's with Taryn and pregnant with his kid. She was never dating Jeff, she tells me. But I have screenshots to prove otherwise. Very, very, a few screenshots to prove
I
otherwise.
was told her and Jeff were together too when
Yes,
JM
and
and
she
Misty
told
went
me,
down for Taryn's tour.
Yep, and she told me that she was never with Jeff, that it was that nope. And I'm like, okay, but I mean, I have screenshots proving that you told me that, but okay, whatever. I mean, I'm not gonna get in that, but I mean, I just think that was almost like her way to get in, manipulate, con, whatever, make Jeff think that I was bullying him, or whoever think I was bullying Jeff, but I wasn't. I was nothing but nice to Jeff. I actually, the only time I've ever really talked to Jeff is the day that he did his tour. I messaged him and asked him how he was feeling. I gave him some good solid advice. The night that he finished, I can immediately messaged him, congratulated him. The next day in the morning, I checked up on him and asked him how he was feeling. He told me he didn't know how he felt at the moment. I, talked to him for a little bit, and then later that evening, I checked up on him again and asked how he was feeling. I never, ever, ever once said one mean thing to Jeff, about Jeff, ever in my ever. And so whenever I found out that there was apparently rumors I was bullying Jeff, when Alyssa called me and said, you outed my character, and I was like, no, I didn't. You outed your own character. Somebody sent me screenshots. I didn't do it, blah, blah, blah. But then I was like, but what's this bullshit about, me supposedly bullying Jeff now? Like, how fucking dare you? I know that you started it, because you started the rumor that I was bullying Nicole O. And, I was like, I've never bullied Jeff, and you fucking know it. And, show me the proof of where I fucking bullied him. I was yelling at her because I was very, very mad. I'm over her. I was over her at that point. And so then she hung up on me, and I was like, I'm fucking getting on there. So that it was like it was a big elaborate thing to fucking get me triggered into getting on that interview, or that last panel that night. They triggered me into doing it, and they triggered me into getting on there when I was already pissed off. So they knew I was going to go at Nicole, because I was,
Alexis, isn't it crazy that we were all getting along so well in the firecracker
I was
chat?
so excited.
We all had each
it's
other's
really
backs.
Sad. I was so excited for that.
And then she got involved, and everything went to shit.
And I tried to ward them. I tried to, but nobody wants to believe me. I guess I wasn't.
Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about warning people. No, I'm just kidding.
Alyssa is a fucking snake.
But yeah,
Alyssa is a fucking snake.
Alyssa made it a firecracker group. Trying to do all that shit.
It was it was just crazy. And
she's a fucking snake.
I got accused of creating the second firecracker chat. There was a second firecracker chat. I was upset that there was a second firecracker chat, because Katie was excluded from it, and Katie was my girl, I thought. And I messaged Katie. I was mad about it. I'm the one that let her know, hey, there's a second firecracker chat, you're not in it. And I don't know if I added her to it, or if Alyssa came in with her cape on and added her to it. I'm not sure, but I was mad about it. I have proof of that as well.
I want to ask you a question. Maybe you, Nicole, whoever can answer this for me, okay? And I know that this is going to ruffle some feathers, but I do that very well, so it doesn't really matter. But okay, so I have some questions. I know Taryn did stuff to you, whatever, obviously on your tour. But Lexi, I want to talk about Lexi for a minute, because Lexi, I spent a very long time helping Lexi, trying to help her stick up for things that Josh Owens did, whatever. And I noticed she started getting really quiet, and I started noticing some other things, and I started speculating that maybe she was dating Rhett. And then I realized that she just dumped me off as a friend without so much as a, bye, fuck you, anything, and erased every single bit of work that she and I and others, whatever, had put in for her, that had to do with Josh, without telling us, without anything. That I've spent so much time, putting together, that I went, to bat for about. And so my question is, was she was
Lexi's been around for forever.
Yeah. But I mean, my question is, like, is she part of Kata Silvas now, like officially, or is she like a Terran, like that participated but isn't really?
I have no idea if she's official or if she's. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I have no idea. But
I'm gonna say she's like a Terran.
I would assume she's like a Terran.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But
after that big argument,
Alyssa and a Shelby,
she is.
Everybody else that was, not there, like for my first tour. Everybody that was there for my first tour was all the OG guys. I had a good fucking time, and people were saying because I had bruised up legs that they beat my ass. I have somebody that was there for my tour that I'm sure would be willing to stand up and say that is totally fucking false. I did not get my ass beat. Any bruises that I had on my legs, I did that to myself by carrying the cinder block and being out of shape and carrying that block through the woods in the dark and falling on the block or the ground or whatever, rocks, trees. I fell over a tree. Like, I mean, I bruised myself. Yes, the cuffs bruised my wrists, but I mean, other than that, I was fine, and I had some bruises on my legs. And I mean, anytime I go mountain biking, I get bruises on my legs. I go snowboarding, I get bruises on my legs. So I mean, it was. I mean,
it was a completely different dynamic. You could tell it was a completely different dynamic. I don't see how anybody.
I have heard that through like the rumor mill that people are saying, you know, that Alexis was fucked up during her first tour. They beat her ass her first tour, so she told them to bring it this time. So she knew they were gonna beat her up even more this time.
Well, that should tell you that you're telling the truth, because when people try to discredit you like that, there's a reason why.
Absolutely, I'm telling the truth.
You know, there's a reason why people are trying to discredit you.
Do people think I'm going to make up this big elaborate lie? I mean, I know Alyssa made up a big elaborate lie. She was a therapist. She's an FBI investigator. She's a social worker. She's a paralegal. She, what else? She's a part of an Indian tribe. She,
Amazon.
Amazon. She makes $7,000.
She went to Harvard.
With Amazon. She graduated from Harvard. She's 2 years away from getting her doctorate. I mean, all kinds of.
Did she know Paul?
I mean, she's Jesus Christ herself. I don't fucking know. People would probably believe it if she said it. But like, yeah, like, so that week or whatever. So after I feel like, and also I was trying.
I didn't believe it for a fucking minute, man.
And I was trying on that interview. I was trying not to call. I didn't want to call Nicole out. Did not. And Taryn kept on and kept on and kept on.
Yes, he did.
And then he said, you know what, we have you all here. You don't want to squash it. And they know I'm going to fucking say it. They know I have the balls to do it. So I did it. And I gave them what they wanted. I took their bait. And I upset Nicole. I looked like a big mean girl bully. And she looked like, you know, she was fragile and weak. Like Alyssa told me. I asked Alyssa, why is all the Silvases messaging Nicole, you know, and not any of the other contestants? You know, they prey on the weak. And I mean, how terrible
and
shit.
Taryn fucking sent me like Tink Silvis like 3 days before my tour, since I know it's him. He literally sent me a friend request and then blew me up in the chat. Like, he had me so scared and shook. He was like, you better not lie to me, bitch.
Wait, his name is Tink?
Everything.
Tink Silvis?
Yeah, Tink.
He was Tink Silvis. Yeah,
I can't even.
He was there in a thong.
He
was there in a thong with heart pasties over his nipples and a black ski mask on. That was his outfit.
I can't.
Oh my God.
So he was fucking me up in his torture chamber wearing that shit.
Well, listen, I want to make this point one more time with you, okay? And everybody that's listening.
That would be scary enough.
True. But here's the thing, right? I said it, I'll say it again. He is not covered by Katie Silvis. He is not covered by a waiver. You can press charges.
He admitted that he
That's
was
right.
not an employee.
That's right.
National Guard. Disgrace.
But what I'm saying is he can be charged because, I mean, you could go after Katie Silvis anyways, but Taryn, because he admitted he doesn't work for them, he's just some fucker. He's just some fucker that put his hands on you. And you can go and press charges.
Like, these people, I trusted them to, you know, like, I mean, bring people in there that, you know, were experienced and had my safety and my well-being and, you know, at heart or whatever, at the forefront of their mind. And they brought in people who, you know, were a part of this big smear campaign. I mean, when they thought I was bullying Nicole O, I wasn't even allowed to be on her panel. Like, and I didn't bully her, but, you know, like, and even when she went through her tour, me and her were friends again. And we were, you know, or not again, we were never friends before that, really. We had kind of talked a little bit in the group and stuff, and I think we might have messaged each other one time because we teamed up on a troll together. But after that, I never really talked to her. So, you know, we weren't like friends. But then after, you know, all that shit went down, it kind of brought us together when we figured out, you know, oh my God, we both got played. Look at all the similarities in our stories. And, and this is why she was trying not to, she told Nicole not to talk to me not to talk to Nicole. She told me Nicole will lie. She'll twist things. She'll share your screenshots. She'll blow your inbox up. Like, she was trying so hard to get me to not to talk to Nicole, but good thing me and Nicole are both, adults and made our own decision and talked it over. And,
yeah, I had to get a hold of you as soon as I saw and heard what happened. It literally made me sick. I called somebody last night in tears because we were talking and your phone died, and I was like, I have to get this out because I can't.
Okay, well, wait. I'm going to take a detour real quick just because I have to work this in. I promised some people that I would. If that's okay, Nicole, I wanted to ask you a couple of questions. If you don't want to answer, say I don't feel like answering. That's fine. But I'd heard you about this ahead of time. That some people wanted me to ask you these to clear the air. I think it's good. I think this is all good. Okay, so Ashley wanted to know if or why you ran to Jonathan and told him she was a bully and threatened her to take that YouTube video down of her. Do you remember that?
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay, so the thing with Ashley and me, it seemed like, you were in that chat, kind of squashed things and was cool with each other.
Yes.
But I felt like, after the whole truthers split up and all that stuff, like, and this is how I felt, like she would take anger out on me, like, make this happen. And I can't believe, I even told Jonathan, I'm like, what is the big deal of taking it off? But the day I took my husband to the airport, I was a fucking bawling mess. I literally pulled in my driveway to, if you don't get that message or that YouTube down, I'm going to expose so many secrets. So I was already upset.
Right.
So that just made it 100 times worse. So I sent that to Jonathan. I'm like, can you deal with this and fucking just remove it? Because I don't want to, I can't deal with this right now. My kids are crying. I'm crying. I can't. And then he went and took it and fucking put that face over it. And I was like, well, you pretty much just said fuck you to her and made it a worse mockery. But I did get upset with Ashley, and I'm very sorry I did, because I felt like, I didn't put the video, like, I had nothing to do with anything that went on YouTube. Like,
right. Oh, I believe that. I do.
And I didn't have access to anything. Jonathan actually begged, he was like, I want you to be an admin because I can't deal with being the bad guy. And he knows sometimes, I will be like, so what the fuck?
Yeah, Jonathan doesn't have it fine. He does. That's right.
Scapegoat.
Yes, he wanted you to get all the shit.
The blame for all of it.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was on me.
He's been doing that.
And I'm not blaming anything on anybody fully. Like, I did some stupid shit, and I will take full responsibility of that. I don't know why. My biggest mistake was abandoning my old Truthers mod chat, because we were very close. We were like a family.
Yeah, we were.
And going with what I thought was okay, because it wasn't. Like, and once I wasn't good with Jonathan anymore, like, I couldn't give him what. When he started getting closer to Kata Silvis, it got really quiet. And I knew he was busy because his TV or whatever. And, I've had stresses with my grandfather the past month and a half. My son's leaving soon. A lot of other things besides that's going on in my mind. So I hadn't been online that much. And, like, I even thought he was pissed at me, him and Misty, because I was like, oh my God, they're not even talking to me. Like, did Kata Silvis tell them not to talk to me? Because I know sometimes they can do that as part of the game. But, like, soon he kind of just dropped out of it and would chat here and there. But it was more me and Misty. And, like, I literally love them like family. Like, they included me. Like, she'd send me pictures of their family functions, like their little girl. I sent her a gift. Like,
I get it. I understand how that feels.
But I deserved it because I did that to my old team. So it's kind of like, here's your payback, bitch. And I'm so happy to be out of these groups, because every fucking day I would wake up to, oh my God, this screenshot. Look at these people. And it was just always on.
It's toxic. It's very toxic.
But like Alexis, I felt like it was a family. Half my family hates me because I take care of my grandpa because they ripped him off. So I've had to go to court. So they all hate me. My mom doesn't take care of her dad. I deal with this shit. So, I don't have a family. So
well, Nicole, you know better than most that I'll be the first to admit it provides an environment, a distraction from certain things, a safe place where you feel like you belong. But at some point, what at least for me, as I reached a point where I was like, okay, well but I started seeing things that were bad, very bad, and not adding up. And I saw how some people were starting to, whether they wanted that feeling of belonging more than they wanted to admit something was wrong, to stand up for something that was wrong. And I get it. I got that. Yeah. I totally got that. It's not that, I can totally get that. But I reached a point where I was like, enough's enough. Like, you can't, that's not right. At some point, you have to draw the line and say, this is not right. You know what I mean?
I mean, look at you and me. We were best fucking friends. We've known each other for over 2 years. And like, I didn't even know if you would take my call, but I was like, this is so important. I know Lindsay will do it. Like, I had to get it to you. And that's why I messaged a common friend and was like, tell her I got to talk to her. And we have another common friend that's both told us these groups are toxic. Get the fuck out of them.
Yes, he's the smartest one, but
yeah. And I about lost our friendship because of that, because I was just like, oh my God, look at this and look at this. And they're like, you're fucking crazy. What the fuck are you doing? And finally, I'm like, I'm really fucking crazy. Like, I'm crying over things of people I don't know. It's stressing me out. I'm getting off sitting with my family to go do a fucking group call.
Right. Well, you saw what happened to me. All I wanted, and I swear to God, all I wanted was for the truth to come out, for people to tell the truth, for the people that Josh hurt, that he had fucked up, to be able to be able to do what Alexis is doing right now, to be able to tell their story, to have their truth, to be able to do that. And when I got all that pushback from truthers, that really pissed me off, because the more you try to shut somebody up, you know what I mean? Right. The more that just, it's not right. And something's wrong with that. And the more determined I am to say something, that's just how I am. But
I apologize to you for all the mean, hurtful things that I said to you, because, I'm really not a mean person. I don't like the person I turned out to be. Like, I'm a very giving. I mean, I would fucking drop my hat and help anybody at any time if I could. I mean, I've called people that needed to talk, message me at like midnight. I get out of bed and just make sure they're okay. It's what I've always tried to do. And that's what I loved about it. And then it just started getting worse and worse. And then people turning on people. I mean, Angela and Kat, like, I know there's major issues with us, but I still adore them and I wish them well in life. I know.
Well, I mean, I will admit it right now, and this is something that I think a lot of people they are so shocked about when they find out. But Angela and I've talked yesterday. We talked today. I talked to Paula last night. I called her out on some shit that she owned up to. I'll talk to people even if I disagree with them, even if they've hurt me, even if they whatever. I still try to communicate with people, and just because
you're an adult, you know how to be civil.
Well, I mean, it's just, I know that underneath all that, like, Angela might hate my guts, but the things that she was talking about and the things that, whatever, I happen to agree with. I can agree with somebody and not like them personally.
And I say something about Angela and Kat and even Paula, too. I know that they have, bad reputations as being whatever. I don't know what they've done to people. I don't know. And I believe that they might have been, they might have been some scapegoats. They might have been.
Paula's not, I'll tell you.
I don't know.
I understand.
But all I know is that when I came in and I started talking to Angela, Kat, and then after my tour, Paula, Angela, Kat, and Paula have done nothing but try to help me. Angela and Kat were very concerned about me during Hell Week. They were very concerned after Witnesses Live that he did where Alyssa dropped off the tour or whatever, because they were like, he's talking about you. He's like threatening you. Like, we are concerned. And I'm like, no, guys, it's okay. Like, they're not going to really.
It's part of the game. That's what I know.
Yeah. I was like, it's okay. Like, it's just the game. It's just Hell Week. Like, whatever, it's fine. Like, I'm going to be all right. Like, because Alyssa's over here telling me, you're fine. Me and Katie talked. She went to bat for you. You want me to do your hair? You want me to do your makeup, girl?
She wanted me to meet her before I went to give me tips. She's like, call me when you get to
She wanted
Tennessee.
to put extensions in my hair for my tour, and I guarantee you, she was planning on ripping the fucking things out if I would have let her, because she brought up
And
the
the
fact that I was
eyelashes,
Harley
don't forget
Quinn.
those.
Oh, and the eyelashes and the makeup that wasn't going to come off. I can only imagine what they were planning on doing to get my makeup off if I would have let her put that shit on me. But yeah, like, so, I mean, and she brought up, I mean, I didn't even think about it until she brought it up during my tour. She was like, Harley Quinn, are you fucking kidding me? And it clicked, like, oh my God, if I would have let her, like, get me ready, she would be fucking my shit up right now that she put on me. You know what I mean? Like, and I guarantee you she would have. They knew like, can after you guys are done with this, like, can I go a little bit into like what happened to me?
I want you to. I want to ask Nicole two more questions.
No, I want you guys
and then we're good.
I just wanted to say that Angela and Kat and Paula, they have went to bat for me. They have stuck up for me. They have stood up for me. You too, Lindsay, like, and Nicole and Trent, and like, seriously, like, there have been, and there's been a lot of people in the Revisited group too. Like, my messages are blowing up with support, and
People
really,
love
like,
you, girl.
I see everybody. Like, I see you all, and I love you. And whenever I'm sitting there and I'm like fucking going off on the victim shamers and this and that, like, I'm not talking about the people who are, I see the people that are supporting me. I know that I have support, but I also know that I have some victim shamers that are shaming me publicly and also behind my back. And
here's the thing, though. And I know this is easier said than done, but here's the thing. You know what the truth is, the rest is just noise. If you know what the truth is, then let them talk. I'm telling you firsthand, I spent so much time trying to prove my case. I still have so much proof and evidence, and at the end of the day, it didn't matter to the people that didn't care. And I should,
right.
You know what I mean?
They're not going to believe it unless if they don't want
people
to
love drama.
That's right. It does not matter. So you just worry about you, make sure that you're okay.
I can fucking post screenshots and type messages till, and post till my fucking fingers fall off.
Right.
And people are still going to go and say, well, what's the other side of the story? Well, do you really fucking think I'm making this up? What do you think the other side of the story is? They don't have proof. They have some unedited or edited fucking phone call of me where they were manipulating me and bombarding me and fucking,
Honey, I promise you, I've had pages made about me. I've had videos made about me. I've seen all kinds of shit. And at the end of the day, I finally realized it does not matter. Look who I'm trying to convince. You know what I mean?
Right.
Consider the source. The people that I know, like, I know my truth. I know what's right. I know what the truth is. And that's good enough for me. It took me a long time to get to that point, but that's good enough for me. I don't care if somebody doesn't believe me anymore. You know what I mean?
People don't give conversations a chance when you, like, right off the bat, if you come across as like, oh, you're wrong, my argument's right, like that type of shit. I noticed that about most people. If not
or you get like people
most
tell you they're bad, so you automatically think that. So
they just
you
like
get to know them, you already have a judgment.
They just shut everything out if you come across as like you're 100% correct and their argument is wrong. Like, then they'll just start defending themselves, and it goes into a back and forth argument that lasts forever. What's the point of that?
What I think's really funny is that people are like trying to defend Kata Silvis and like be loyal fangirls and boys to them. And like, you guys weren't there. You guys weren't in my inbox. You guys weren't in these chats. You guys weren't.
And here's the thing, though. They'll end up, unfortunately, they'll find out, and hopefully not the hard way. But it's just like I said this, and you can ask anybody. I said that Truthers was going to be destroyed from the inside out. I said that Kata Silvis was the new McKamey Manor, and I've been saying that now for over a month. So yeah, at some point, and it sucks. It sucks to know and see these people and be like, shit, you're going to find out the hard way, or more than likely will. But at some point, you just, you have to do like what Keith did with us, Nicole, and just be like, I'll be here at the end, when you go through all this shit. And I'll be here at the end to say, I told you so, and whatever, and we'll carry on.
You'll be able to have everybody's back at the end. I mean, everybody wants to use you and as the scapegoat and use whatever stupid internet bullshit you've been involved in. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to people and women having to stand up and empower each other and stand up for each other, you and Angela and Kat and Paula and now Nicole have had my back, and everybody and a lot of other people and everybody, all you women who did not have my back, shame on you.
Alexis, I'm so glad we talked.
Like,
I'm
the
so happy
Silvases
we
don't
talked.
like you guys that much. Like, they don't care if you're loyal. Like, they don't care. They will fucking turn on you just as quick. I'm sorry. Everybody acting like they're like, like, oh, the Silvases are so great. Like, they let this happen to me. They planned this show. They knew I had sunburn. They tried to say that the vinegar wasn't going to react with it. It was going to make it better. No, I went to
The
the
group
ER
tour
and
turned
I have
into
chemical burns from the vinegar and my sunburn, my raw skin, then the vinegar reacting with my raw skin. I have fucking chemical burns, people. Like, come on. I have contusional scarring in my eyes. And guess what? The doctor told me I don't have any on my cornea because I was wearing my contacts. So if
Thank
I would have
God.
had another, yes.
wow.
And if I would have had another pair of contacts back at my hotel, and I would have let them, take them out and let Sorrow continue doing whatever the fuck she was doing. I heard it was straight salt they were putting in my eyes. I might have had some contusional scarring on my cornea, and I could have went blind. Like, I
We were
fucking have
assured our contacts were
chemical
going to be
burns.
safe.
My shoulder is dislocated. I have a detached whatever the frenulum or whatever the hell it's called. My tongue, the little piece that under there is detached. It should grow back together without surgery. We'll see. Like, I mean, I'm on antibiotics, like 3 different antibiotics, one for my burn, one for my tongue, and one for my eyes. And I have to have an MRI on my shoulder because the X-ray didn't show anything, but it's popping out of place and still hurting. Yeah, I
More
know.
money out of your pocket too.
Exactly. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, how dare you people act like I asked for this because I said bring it? Like, what? It's insane to me. This
I
wasn't supposed to
understand.
be a fucking
Yeah.
McCamey Manor beatdown.
You're
I
right.
ended up crossing the fucking line. I'm sorry. I'm just okay. Woo.
No, you're fine.
Ooh,
Oh,
girl.
you're
You're
fine.
fine. Okay, Nicole.
Yeah.
Here's the next one. Okay, I
Okay.
promise I'd be fair. Just asking questions. Like I said, answer them, don't answer them. But I figure this is a baptism by fire, and we're just gonna get through it and move on.
I'm going to be honest. So go
Okay.
ahead.
So now Angela wanted to know if you called Josh Teller and told him that she called CPS on him. If not, do
No,
you know who did?
I do know who did. Alyssa told me she did. She told me that she called CPS.
See, that's what I
on
heard
him.
too. Just to be
And
honest, that's
then
what I heard
she
too.
said she even called me like a couple of days later because I was so scared. I mean, these people are telling me people are threatening me, and I'm like, and my children, like, fuck me, my children, So she's like, oh, baby boy's been taken away. She's like, well, first she told me that they came in and put like a video monitor in Josh's house, and like CPS, like if that popped on, like he had to put his son in front of it and like show, like lift up his shirt and make sure there was no marks and like.
Are you there, Nicole? You cut out, girl.
I think we lost her, but I would like to
No,
address somebody in the
Wait, there she is.
comments. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Am I here?
I thought you cut out. I was about to address somebody. Like,
Can you hear
people
me?
make me mad, man.
Yeah,
Can
go
you hear
ahead,
me?
Nicole. Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead, and then we'll get to
Yeah.
you in just a second, Alexis. I just wanted her to get through this.
So she told me, then she's like 3 days later, so baby boy is being taken away. And I was like, okay, that's good. And I was even worried like a couple of weeks ago or something. The spider's dead, dude. You're good. And I was like, how's everything going? And she's like, well, it's not going as fast as I'd like, but it's still like pending. But no, she straight up told me on a phone call with Jonathan and Misty right after they got back from Taryn's tour and was like, I did all this stuff. So no.
Well, that is exactly what I heard, and from a completely different source than who asked the question and you. So I'm not. I mean, that's allegedly whatever, but I heard the same thing. That's who's behind that. Whether it is or not, I can't prove.
I do want to say something about that whole situation with Angela too, because I had heard she had threats against her, and they had like the same kind of stuff to me, but they were like, you can't say anything because it'll fuck up the investigation. And I wanted to tell her so bad, and as a friend I should have fucking told her because that's what friends do. But I was so scared, like if I told anybody and it got out, then he was going to get away with it and I was going to have to worry about my safety. I mean, she told me that he had motorcycle gangs that was going to come down to Malice, and what was the other thing? There was a hit out on a bunch of them. But her husband was in prison because I first thought he was deceased. But she's like, my husband's in prison, and he's kind of informant, and he like knows some gang members in there that JT is associated with, and he ratted him out. So yeah, she told me they all ratted him out. So now the gang's after JT. Like, these are the things they've said to me.
JT better watch out. We're coming.
Yeah,
we're coming for him. Oh,
but when
my
I
gosh.
asked
Well,
her,
that's what I'm saying. Like, all these death threats that I'm sure she was the start of. Has anybody ever seen proof of said death threats? Like, I'm sorry, I don't believe there was any death threats made, except for made up by Alyssa. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Has anybody seen proof?
And everyone needing her.
Exactly. Well, she told me how you said that she told you her husband was deceased. She also told me her husband was murdered, and along with her daughter. So how sick is that?
Did she ever tell you she was like because she did tell me what she was like in protective custody, and then when she moved to Tennessee, I was like,
oh yeah.
Then why are you putting traveling to Texas, traveling to Tennessee? Like, if you're in protective custody, why would you tell people where you were?
I don't believe she is. I don't know for sure, but I have looked and searched, and I mean, I will not post my proof. Not in
ladies, it sounds like a bunch of bullshit is what it sounds like. It sounds like these people, it's all a bunch of bullshit.
I love you, Lindsay. You fucking say it.
I'm not saying anything that nobody else, I mean, I think everybody is agreeing. At this point, it is just a big web of fucking shit. It really is. And these people that I think they remind me of the ones that were like bullies or got picked, or maybe they got picked on in high school and then they become cops and then they take out their shit on everybody else. That's the kind of people that I think of, like Taryn, or like some of these people that are pulling shit like this. You know what I mean? Right. But in real life, they wouldn't get away with shit like this, but they've got these personas online and they're these big badasses. Well, no, they're fucking not. They're a bunch of fucking liars.
That's why they wanted to knock me down a couple notches.
Right. Well, right.
You know, I'm like, bring it. Like, you guys aren't gonna fucking get me to quit, because and that's what I would like to address. What's her dancing queen or something in the dancing gold in the comments. Obviously you've never seen a Kata Silva's tour. I don't know, but they aren't supposed to actually hurt you. They aren't supposed to actually physically harm you. They are supposed to be mental. They are supposed to make you feel like you are living your own horror movie. They are supposed to make you feel like you are in danger. But at the end of it, you are supposed to realize that you were completely safe the whole time and you were supposed to leave. I don't know, maybe some people with some like maybe mental going on, or you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, maybe they got in your head a little bit, but you need to decompress a little bit, but you're not supposed to go in there and get your ass beat. And let me tell you about my sunburn, your little sunburn question about why would I go with a sunburn. I had been back from the beach for over a week. My sunburn was peeling. I had posted multiple pictures of my sunburn in the firecracker chat.
Because you're not allowed to go on vacation before your tour.
Oh, no, never. God, no. And I mean, if they want to use vinegar on me, then my sunburn would have been fine. But they knew I had sunburn because Katie was in my firecracker chat. Or not my firecracker chat. Gosh, people's going to take that out of context. That I'm not.
It was the firecracker chat.
The firecracker chat.
Yes.
Yes. But Katie was in there, and Alyssa, who was also apparently a Silvis, was in there. They both knew that I was at the beach. They both knew I had very bad sunburn because I posted pictures of it.
Oh, you did all the time, pictures of lots of things.
I was so fucking burnt that week because I went to the beach the first day, and I'm very I'm very fair skinned, so I burn before I tan. But yeah, so then I posted the pictures in the firecracker chat. Katie and Alyssa were both in there. They both knew I had sunburn. I also heard from somebody that any Silvis family member could see that chat at any time that they wanted. They probably had Katie's login or something, I'm assuming, or Alyssa's. I'm not sure. But they had something because I heard that they could see that chat, and I assumed that they could.
Well, I got a question. I got a question too. Talking about Kata Silva's too. I heard, they put out this big statement, and then Rhett says it, allegedly, said that he didn't know where it came from. So I want to know, where is Kata Silva's on this? Why are they reaching out to you? Are they trying to, you would think if they put out a big PR statement, which to me it reads like, oh shit, we know we're fucked and we're trying to save, salvage our reputation. That's how I read it. Exactly. But they're acting like they don't know. It reminds me of like It was like when MMT would argue back or whatever, you never knew who you were talking to. So who is actually running Kata Silvis now? If Anthony's
Dancing
not
Gold,
there.
I would like to say to Dancing Gold that yes, my family did try to tip me off that they were fucking nuts, tried to tip me off that they were a cult, but I went in May and I had a very good time. Like I said, it encouraged me to work out. It made me feel confident for the first time ever. I felt like I had friends. I felt like, like these people liked me, and
it's an awesome
I signed up for
experience.
2 more. Yes, it was a lot of fun. It changed my life. And it changed my life in a good way before. Now it changed my life in a very bad way. I'm having panic attacks like I've never had before.
I'm sure.
I mean, like they fucked me up, but I didn't sign up for that. Like, I actually was taken away from McCamey Manor. Like, come to Kata Silvis. You don't want to fuck with Russ, come over here, because I had a tour scheduled to go roll around in his backyard or whatever. But I would have much rather have rolled around in his backyard. I mean, honestly, because right now he isn't beating people up as far as I know. I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, so I mean, I didn't sign up for Kata Silvis expecting to get my ass beat and for them to cross that line. It's supposed to be an illusion. It's supposed to be a facade. They're supposed to, make you feel like when Anthony was around.
It's supposed to be smoke and mirrors, right? It's supposed to be smoke and mirrors, right?
Yes, girl. They when Anthony was around, they used a lot of like liquid, but with like the oil smell drop things to make whatever it was smell like with Jeff. Whenever they poured the gasoline on him, that was water with drops that smelled like gasoline. They didn't really pour gasoline on the kid, but I guarantee you, if they would have put gas on me, it probably would have been real gas. I mean, I did not expect these people to, use the fact that I had sunburn against me. I was thinking that they were going to use like the mental stuff against me. I didn't think that they were going to use something that was on my body.
Remember Anthony said
to harm me physically.
Well, Anthony said that shit like that is low class. That's what he said.
I didn't think they were going to do any like purposeful physical harm on me. So no, I did not think by me saying I had sunburn, they were going to use that against me to cause me physical harm. I figured they would probably refrain from using vinegar on me if they knew I had sunburn, especially if their medical personnel is really a RN or LPN or whatever the fucky they say he is. I would like to see his credentials, because I heard from a very good source that he
are they really, or is it like Joe Exotic putting on a paramedic jacket and saying he's a paramedic?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, like, their aftercare that they did, they posted, they gave me aftercare, checked me over. They gave me a bottle of saline solution, guys. A bottle of fucking saline solution. Told me how great you're the last one standing, and yada, yada, yada. But then apparently when I went to the cookout the next day, nobody fucking talked to me. I got bombarded by Lexi in my car and Courtney. They wouldn't get the fuck out. I have audio recording of it all because I have a dash cam on my fucking dashboard that Katie pointed out how cool it was, that records video and audio, you fools. I have everything on tape. So fuck with me. Please continue to fuck with me, because I have everything that you said to me, Lexi, on tape about how Rhett didn't agree with what was going on with my neck area with all my chemical burns, and how whenever he walked into Taryn's torture chamber, you didn't say that part, but that's the part where Rhett was, that he didn't agree with what was going on, and that's why he talked to me, because he wanted to give me a break, because he didn't agree with what was going on. So where the fuck was the safety measures? Where was the people that were going to stop it? When they pulled my arm out of socket, the show should have fucking stopped right there.
Yeah.
And the medical professional should have came over and made sure I was okay, instead of witness grabbing my arm and yanking it back in place. Like, I'm sorry. And I mean, I told them to, but I was like, I wasn't in my right state of mind. They were fucking waterboarding me in an ice bath. Like, they should have stopped the show no matter what I fucking said. I have my arm, yes, it has popped out of place before when I throw a ball or a frisbee or overexert it. And it hasn't happened in years. But usually, it happens once and then it doesn't happen for a while. My arm is popping out of place. I can't move it. I had an x-ray on it. Nothing showed up on the x-ray, but I need to go get an MRI. So I was referred for that. So we're going to see if something's going on that the x-ray didn't show, because it hurts sucks like hell. But yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of fucked up shit that happened to me that I did not ask for. I didn't write any checks my mouth couldn't cash. I could have cashed that check if they would have given me a tour that I signed up for, the tour that they advertised, and I want my unedited footage, because when I signed up, I was told I was going to get my unedited footage.
Yeah, wait, that's something that's
my GoPro turned around. Like,
that's something I want to point out. Right? But these people that are still sticking up for Kata Silvas, right? And everybody's entitled to their opinion, and everybody's opinion, okay, fine. That's why it's an opinion, okay? But I want to know why they're not asking themselves, number one, why Anthony left, then Maddie left, okay? Why your GoPro is turned around, why footage is missing, why they're making an edited movie this time, but they've never done that before, right?
Somebody send JSL a link to this live.
Why?
I'm trying to find it.
Who?
Somebody in the JSL.
Don't worry about them. Don't watch the I'm telling you right now.
I know, but he just sent me a message asking where the live was.
But that's what I'm saying is at some point.
No, JSL got booted from the group before our tour. He got the blame for outing English. Yes, bitches.
Oh my God, he was so amazing. That man.
I love him, and he got oh my gosh, my phone is like it's dying, and I'm charging it, and it's just dying. So if I leave, I will be back.
That's okay. I wanted to ask Nicole one more thing. Anyways, I know this is off topic now, but
no, JSL is framed too. Like, it's sick. It's fucking sick. All the good-hearted people are getting fucking used as their scapegoats to make them look good. It's sad.
Well, they have. Listen, at this, you're right, and I agree. But at this point, I mean, I'm telling you, I think about things like from a logical standpoint or whatever. And at this point, yes, it's all about damage control. It's all about deniability. If you'll notice that when Extreme Screams has shut down now, right? That Taryn's group is gone. Okay, and they know it's because they know.
I didn't get to see that video.
They know that Taryn is a liability, and if you'll notice in the verbiage that they used in the statement they put out, that they're very subtly trying to lob everything back at Kata Silvas, right? Just like Kata Silvas is trying to throw them under the bus. But the truth of the matter is, Kata Silvas and Taryn and Lexi and whoever else, they're all to blame. They're all to blame.
Yes,
period. It's not an either or. It is all of them.
I reached out to the contestant. Oh, did you reach out to the contestant? You sent me some bullshit email about your therapy sessions that I want zero part of. I don't want your therapist. I don't want your 3 sessions. It's going to take a hell of a lot more than 3 sessions to make me right again, people. Like, they fucked with me for months, and then they fucking ambushed me into a physical assault at the hands of Alyssa and all these fucking cowards. Like, it's really sad. And people are like, it just makes me so mad that people are standing up for them. Like, I could never, especially as a woman.
But here's the thing though. Wait. And you are right. You're right. But here's the thing. As far as I know, I really haven't kept up with it, but as far as I know, McCamey Manor, quote unquote, is still running. Rust still has fans. At the end of the day, you are always going to have some people that are going to be staring into the sun drinking Kool-Aid. It's just the way it is. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. It'll drive you nuts. It'll drive you nuts. You'll go, how the fuck can they still support us? How the fuck can they whatever? And it will drive you insane. At some point, you have to say, you know what? They're going to have to just learn the hard way. That's it. They're just going to have to learn on their own. And the best thing you could do, though, is just wash your hands of it. I mean, wash your hands of it. I'm telling you, Nicole, being around this for as long as I have, it won't end well.
I told you that I went to do this live to just be done and show people that you and I are cool. Me and Alexis is cool, and just be done. Yeah, I deserve. You guys deserve for me to come on here and answer questions and stand beside you guys, and I'm very grateful for that, and I appreciate it.
Well,
I'm honored. I'm honored, guys. I'm very honored to stand.
No, I'm just glad. I'm glad you guys got to tell your story. And if anybody else wants to do that, contact me. I think it should be talked about because it sounds like there's a lot of divide and conquer, divide and separate, and cause chaos and confusion. If there's more communication, then I think it could kind of clear up a lot of shit for people. Maybe clear up shit in between people. But Nicole, I got one more question before we go. I promised I'd ask it. Okay, the whole thing, Fars wanted to know that why did you, and if did you, send Frankenberry to message him saying that he was starting shit when we were all like getting along, having a good conversation. We thought we were going to work shit out.
Okay, so that whole situation, again, I was going through, because my life's always fucking crazy, going through some shit, and then I went in that chat and we were all doing good, and then it was like, okay, get Jonathan, let's like all talk. And of course Jonathan's like, I'm not doing that, da 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 da. And so I was just telling Fuzz, I don't want to do this by myself. I don't want to do this now, it's just gonna cause so much drama and I just don't want to be a part of it. So Frank was a mod, and I love Frank. Frank has checked on me, and I do adore him. He's like, Nicole, I'm going to try to stand up for you. And I go, if you do, it's going to cause some major shit.
So he's white-knighted.
Well, then it's on me. He goes,
right.
They'll be off. I mean, he was honestly trying to take the target off of me because that's what he does, and put it on himself, hoping that like it would be done.
Right.
And obviously it just made things a lot worse. I know when I was in that group chat with you guys, we all did hash some things out, and I felt like it was going okay. And then, as soon as I'm like, well, let's do this and let's talk to them, and, no. And I'm like, well, I can't do this myself, so that's.
Well, I figured Jonathan had a big part of that, because we were all talking and all of a sudden it went to shit. And I'm like, yeah, Jonathan must have been on board with that. I mean, really.
Like,
okay.
I kind of got shit for even like talking, and I was just like, I was honest,
Jonathan's a turd. I'm sorry, but he's a turd. I've said that for a long time now. You know what I mean? Taryn is a turd. I've said that for a long time now.
I was horrible, in that one chat when it first started. Like, me and Ashley had some major words, and like I didn't even like listen to her that last time we talked. I was just so angry because I was like, oh my God, another chat, and then I'm gonna say my point and then I'll be blocked. So I was like immediately in defense mode, and I fucking was a rude fucking bitch to her, and I left the chat. And then the person that I called someone and was like, can you add me back to that, because I had called her, I said something that was really rude to her. And I was like, okay, I didn't mean that. Like, that was.
I remember, yeah. I remember.
And I went back in there and I did apologize for that and left. But, Ashley is a good person. Everyone is a good person. I just, in my own head, was like, oh, these people hate me. And so I was always in defense mode, and.
Well, yeah, it's a toxic environment. I think it really changes how everybody is, myself included, everybody. Yeah. It changes you into somebody that you don't recognize anymore, you don't like.
No, and going through all like my screenshots, because first I was like, I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna prove this and this, and then I'm like, you know what? No, girl, I don't. I don't
not
need
even
to
worth
prove
it. There's
anything.
so many screenshots. Oh my God.
Yeah, I was like, I don't.
Shit. I've got screenshots.
My phone deleted over 3,000 fucking screenshots. Like,
I know, it's embarrassing. I can't even put an extra app on my phone.
It's so funny. Alyssa's running around like, don't share screenshots, and made a big live about not sharing screenshots and shit. That was directed towards me. Her live on her
I have a library
about not sharing screenshots was directed.
I remember that.
Y'all. Like,
yeah, I actually have.
With me. I don't get it.
I actually have a library with all my bullshit. Not even all my bullshit. I've got a bunch of shit on my phone. I can't put any apps on my phone. My husband makes fun of me. But ladies, thank you for coming on here. Brendan, thank you so much for letting us come on here and talk and kind of hash things out and get people's stories heard. And
yeah, I mean, if anybody wants to, know like what happened, like during my tour, like what people did to me, what happened, what Taryn did, then I'm feel free to reach out. I'll let you know, I guess.
And if anybody wants to talk and say, even if you don't like me or don't agree with me, but you want to have a say, then get in touch with me and I will try to do another live and put whoever together.
One thing before we get
of course.
Can I say one thing? I just like had this ding 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 moment, because I'm telling you, like, shit's starting to like come back to me. It's like, common, and when you go through trauma, guys, shit starts to come back. So whenever, the week that, Angela and Kat got kicked from Truthers, of course I reached out. I just feel like it was set up. Of course I was going to reach out to them. And so I did. And we kind of started, comparing notes, sharing stories. They started trying to help me realize, like, like, look, you're right, JM is a fake, Alyssa is a fake. Like, they thought Nicole was in on it too, because I mean, it looked like, kind of like she was, and nobody realized that she was being manipulated too, because she was involved with JM and Misty, and you know what I mean. So everybody just thought Nicole was guilty when Alyssa said, don't talk to her to me. She told Kat and Angela Kat and Angela weren't allowed to talk to any contestants. That's why I think.
And Kat and Angela did the most in Truthers. I will fucking say that. They did the most in Truthers because, when Todd was gone, I was sick. Like, I wasn't in there very much. Those two ran that fucking group. And I will say that.
And then JM gave them zero credit for it. Basically, like, they had no say. That's why they felt like they were on the outs and they wanted to create their own group. They weren't even allowed to like have a relationship with any of the contestants. But
well, I believe that.
After that, after me and them started talking, we were trying to out people and like clear my name, like, because they were worried about me. And the reason that Witness got on that live and acted like that was because that's the day the firecracker chat imploded. And then Angela sent him the whole entire Truthers mod chat to try to like show them, like, look, they are, they're talking shit on Alexis. They're, like, they're not, like, Alexis isn't the the bully here. Alexis is the victim.
Hey, Angela, send me the whole Truthers mod chat.
When Witness got on there, like, he knew that, like, Nicole wasn't targeting me. He knew that I wasn't. He knew it was. They all knew what was going on. But
he did not say one word to me at all.
Game. They were just playing the sick little game because they knew, like, her sending him that chat didn't fucking matter because they already had it planned out. Like, they knew that they were pitting me and Nicole against each other. They knew people don't like Nicole. They knew people want to see my ass fell because I think that I could just kill all the shit at Kata Silvis, because anything they threw my way without stepping over the line, like, I would have crushed a 4-hour tour. I'm sorry, I would have. And people can say I'm cocky and I'm this and I'm that. I don't care. Like, after what they put me through, and I lasted 3.5 hours because and it's like, yeah, I could have quit, but I am very, very stubborn, and I felt like I had a point to prove. I felt like these people were doing this shit on purpose. I felt like I was, like, it was very, very much so. I guess,
well, like you told me today, you're like, Nicole, I'm so glad you didn't go because they probably would have put you and me together and fucked us up. I mean, I know they would have fucked me up as bad as they did her. Because, like, if I would have came home looking like that, holy fuck. I mean, I know Alexis' husband and family, but holy fuck. But, like, Todd would have drove down there.
Wait. You're cutting out, girl. Not you, Nicole, but you, Alexis. You there? Yeah, you sound like it's weird. You're cutting out. But if that's okay anyways, it'd be a good time to wrap up because it's 12:30. My husband's giving me the side eye, like, I can't believe you're doing this shit again. And so I really need to get off the phone.
This is my very last live. Like, if I need to come back on, Lindsay, and, like, if anyone else has any questions, I mean, I'll be willing to do that. But, like, I don't want to be in any part of any groups anymore. Alexis, I'm going to send you a friend request again, and I'm very happy that we talked. And Lindsay, I'm very happy we talked too, and I appreciate you guys both allowing me to get on here. And Alexis, I feel so much better that I talked to you because I was literally fucking sick to my stomach, and I had to get it out that what I knew. And thank you for listening to me, and I'm happy we had that chat today as well.
Yeah, me too. And thank you for coming on here. And Brendan, thank you again for all this and appreciate it. I hope I did okay. I tried to just shut up and let people talk, whatever, let them get it out. But thank you again. And thank you everybody for watching, and good night.
Night.
You're welcome. All right. Peace, guys.